It's Western Australia's famous tourism destination, but Rottnest Island has another lesser-known claim to fame. It's also home to what's probably the longest continuous queen bee breeding program anywhere in the world. Every year, about 300 hives are shipped to Rottnest, where nature takes its course, hidden from view in the centre of the island.
It's basically just a line breeding program.
Colin Flay is one of 8 commercial beekeepers who pool their resources to run what's known as the Better Bee program. Why Rottnest?
Because it's far enough off the mainland. See, Rottnest is 16k off the mainland, a drone will fly 8 and a queen will fly 5, so that gives you 13k, so you've got a 3k buffer. So really the only drones that these queens can mate with are the ones that we bring into the island. And then they mate like most things do on Rotto, I guess, and then, yeah, we'll find out how we went.
Back on the mainland, the queens are sorted to sustain an industry which has been closed to the rest of Australia for 40 years. The breeding program was started by the Department of Agriculture in 1980 because quarantine restrictions meant queens could no longer be sourced from the eastern states. After nearly 40 years of continuous genetic improvement, the program's queens are renowned for their calm temperament and ability to breed bees producing nearly double the global average of honey per hive.
And then we mark her as well, just it's easy to find the queen in a big box if she's marked.
Tiffany Bates has been breeding queens for the last 6 years for the University of WA. The best are worth up to $1,200 each, but most of the Rottnest queens are kept by the beekeepers in the program.
Well, she's the breeder, really. So some people think that she's running things. That seems to not be the case. She can lay 2,000 eggs a day. She also pumps pheromones out from all different parts of her body, her feet, her abdomen, and the bees check on those pheromones all the time to make sure she's functioning properly. And if she's not, they'll supersede her, they'll make a new one. So it's a pretty ruthless situation.
It's not just the breeding program in WA that stands the industry apart here. Bioactive honey from the state's unique jarrah and other forests has been discovered by the world, sparking a liquid gold rush.
Oh yeah, they're all coming in now, mate, as soon as people realise the worth of the product, because, you know, it sells itself. If you've got a good product that has major health benefits, well, then people are going to want it, and if there's a market that's got quite a premium on it compared to the normal price of honey.
Prices are based on bioactivity, the level of medical and health-giving properties in the honey, and the strongest have earned as much as $100 a kilogram in China. Independent testing of jarrah and marri honey in New Zealand last year found it had stronger antimicrobial properties than Manuka honey.
Yeah, we've got a good range of honeys this year. I'm noticing that there's quite a bit of variation in colour here.
Ken Dodds is running a $3 million research program at WA's Chem Centre Analytical Laboratory, helping build science-backed foundations for WA's emerging active honey industry. So far, tests have shown the WA product also has strong anti-inflammatory properties and is prebiotic, helping improve human gut health. Key to the research will be creating a certification system for the varied range of bioactivity in the forest honeys.
Really what I'm doing is helping them produce something more consistently and more clearly identifying for them the key attributes of those honey that they can then use in their marketing. And then the Chemistry Centre, of course, is providing the international certification that gives the credibility that enables them to get a really good price for their product.
Australia's biggest honey producer, Capilano, bought into the WA market in 2013 and is now the state's biggest producer. It says the new research will help change what has historically been a cottage industry, producing mostly blended honeys. The company says new industry standards can help protect consumers from the sort of market fraud which has plagued New Zealand's Manuka exports. It's believed 2 to 3 times more Manuka is sold globally than is actually produced across the Tasman.
With Western Australian jarrah, for instance, we want to make sure there's a honey standard for that jarrah, right from the word, you know, from the forage area in the bush right through to the actual end product being sold in the retail outlet. overseas or whatever, so they can trace it back right through to the actual area where the honey came from.
The biggest risk to the industry is biosecurity, and the state is relying on border controls and nearly 50 sentinel hives like this one near Fremantle. They're the first line of defence against introduced pests such as the varroa mite, which has devastated honeybee populations all over the world. Rottnest Island's Better Bee program has been central to maintaining a healthy, chemical-free industry in WA. Now it could also play a leading role in finding solutions to the biggest threat to bee populations around the world.
You're getting into it now. Yeah, that'll be an essential part of the breeding queens. Because of its isolation on Rottnest Island, you could go and set up a permanent breeding program over there and supply the rest of the mainland with, and you could trial varroa resistant stock and things like that. So yeah, the Rottnest Island project is sort of an integral part of the whole survival sort of mechanism we've got in plan, yeah.